Hello everyone, I am Elvis. Welcome to our third World Challenge Club show of the week. The topic for this week has been flying things. We are going to finish this week off by making super paper gliders. But first, I need to tell you all about the World Challenge Club. If you like making things, doing experiments, and learning interesting facts, then the World Challenge Club is for you. Every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have a new challenge for you to complete after the show. To do these challenges, you'll need things that you can find in your home. For example, cards, paper, scissors, string, or other common things. We will also teach you any skill that you need to tackle each day's challenge. It may be measuring distance or time or carrying out a test in a fair way in science. If anything sounds difficult, don't worry. We have some people here today who will help explain it all. But there is more. As well as tackling the daily challenge, members of the World Challenge Club can also take part in the World Challenge Club online competition. Visit the World Challenge Club at worldchallenge.club. If you sign up to the club and remember to check with your parents first, you will be able to see everything that was in the show and check out anything that you may have missed. When you sign up to the World Challenge Club, you will also be able to choose your school and class and join your classmates in tackling the online challenges. Each daily challenge you complete will give you a score. If you do well in a challenge by testing and improving your solutions, you will get better scores. You can enter the best score into the leaderboard to compare your score with your classmates and with others around the world. You can even compete for certificates and prizes. The theme of all the challenges this week has been flying things, and today's end of the week challenge is super paper gliders. A super paper glider does more than just fly fast in a straight line. You will learn the names and functions of some of the parts of a real aircraft and how you can control how your glider moves through the air by making it do stunts and turns. You will just use paper and scissors to make your gliders. A long ruler or a piece of string you can mark lengths on will also be needed to test how accurately you can fly your gliders. As you test and improve your gliders, you will learn more about aerodynamics and the forces that can act on aircraft. You will make modifications to your gliders to add control surfaces that will let you control how your glider moves through the air. The final challenge today will be for you to apply everything you have learned about flying things to design and make a super paper glider that can fly and then land as close as possible to a target on the floor. Science, technology, engineering, and math. What is it all about? Let's find out.
Since prehistoric times, humans have survived and thrived by being able to think and solve problems. How can I find and cook my food? How do I stay safe and healthy? How can I keep warm? Our ability to solve problems like these and share our solutions and inventions with each other are abilities that every one of us has, including you. Over many thousands of years, humans have developed their skills at inventing, improving and fixing things till we reach where we are today, and our world full of amazing machines, technologies and ways of connecting with each other.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.
We all know the story of the first human on the moon. Just over 50 years ago, many thousands of the brightest minds worked together to achieve that amazing dream. Now imagine the science, engineering and technology required to land a person on the moon. It must have been incredible. Now imagine holding a smartphone in your hand. Did you know there is more computing power, more memory and more capabilities in that small smartphone than in the whole of the rocket that went to the moon? That is the story of STEM. Always improving, always learning, always solving problems. One day it could be you that could be building a space rocket, or designing a new smartphone, or perhaps developing new forms of renewable energy to help people and the planet.
50 years ago, thousands of people worked together to send humans to the moon. Today, thousands of people still work together the same way to tackle new problems or challenges. They could be designing a new aircraft engine that uses less fuel or developing better ways of capturing renewable energy from the wind. One company that knows a lot about machines that fly is Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce is a world-leading technology company and provider of power systems including aero engines. Here is a little flavor of the amazing work that Rolls-Royce does.
At Rolls-Royce, we believe in the positive, transforming potential of technology. Throughout our rich heritage, we've pursued more competitive power, developing ever cleaner, safer, groundbreaking technologies that shape the world we live in. We've created the world's most efficient large aero engine, powered nuclear submarines, and enabled land speed records. We've developed game-changing engineering solutions for supersonic jets, and even supported NASA missions on the edge of space. We disrupt, we challenge convention, we champion new solutions. We pioneer the power that matters. We're always looking forwards, creating an environment where our people can be at their best, shape the future, and work on incredible projects that matter. We give them the freedom to grow, challenge, and be brilliant. We collaborate, innovate, and embrace different ways of thinking. We're pioneers. Together, we'll advance beyond tomorrow.
Rolls-Royce is one of the world's leading engineering companies, designing and developing high-technology power solutions based on very efficient engines. These are used for applications on land, at sea, and in the air. Our engineering strength is built on two key technology platforms: the gas turbine and the piston engine.
Through machine learning, it learns from its experiences and those of other engines in the fleet, identifying and fixing issues long before they have any impact on an airline's operation. All part of achieving our vision of ensuring every Rolls-Royce powered aircraft takes off and lands on time, every time, with maximum efficiency.
Amazing! Ships, submarines, aeroplanes, and rocket cars. Who knew that one company does so much? Could you ever imagine working in a company that does amazing things like that? And that your job every day could be to invent other new and fantastic things? School is just the first step in a journey, but the journey is the one that you choose to make. If you follow your interests and passions, you can find jobs and careers that will let you live your dream every day. Here are some amazing stories from young people who have followed their love of science, technology, engineering, and math to find jobs at Rolls-Royce.
I find it very exciting to work at Rolls-Royce because every day I get to learn something new, and that's exactly what keeps me going.
As a career choice, it was good for me. Everyone kind of told me it was heavily male. I didn't really see what the problem was because as an engineer you kind of look beyond the initial appearance anyway to get the job solved.
As part of my apprenticeship, I get to study a degree in materials engineering and mechanical design, aerospace. Looking at it, it seems too good to be true. You're doing a university degree, you're getting years of work experience, you're going to be in an amazing world-renowned company.
And so Rolls-Royce has given Samaya an opportunity to test out everything that she believes about what she is and who she is.
That's really great, we're really pleased about that.
We now need to worry about tomorrow's battles. They're going to be won by combining the wisdom of the past with the creativity of the future. We want to keep working with technology, but we need to change. We need to make it cleaner, less damaging for the environment, and create a sustainable future. And that inspires me. When you add in the dimension of the fact that we have to make a successful business out of it as well, then who could resist that? Our role is to harness science and technology and make life better for people, and that's where I think the next generation of graduates and apprentices comes in. Typically, the next generation is always doing things that the previous generation deem impossible. We need to invest in our grads and apprentices now in order to fuel the future for our company. And that's why Rolls-Royce is such an amazing place to start and build your career.
How inspiring! So many ways to follow your interest. Did one of those stories of people working at Rolls-Royce excite you? It could be you working somewhere like that one day. But now, back to today's topic and the theme of the week, flying things. Our final challenge for this week is Super Paper Gliders. We will use today's challenge to learn even more about aerodynamics and the forces that act on a plane. Exactly the kind of knowledge that will be useful if you wanted to be a pilot or an aircraft designer. After the break, we will explain how a Super Paper Glider works and how you can make one. We will also show you how to test your glider by measuring distances from a point on the ground. We want you to make more than one glider. Engineers and scientists do not just make one thing. They make lots of things. Then they test them all out to find out which one works best. In today's challenge, you will make different gliders and you will test them all to find out which of your glider designs can fly most accurately. Remember, you will be able to put your best scores onto the leaderboard at World Challenge Club at the end of the day. Will yours be the best? Coming up after the break, we will be learning all about Super Paper Gliders and how to test them. Welcome back to the World Challenge Club and this week's final Flying Things Challenge, Super Paper Gliders. What is a Super Paper Glider? How do gliders stay in the air? How do I make one move and fly the way I want it to? Let's find out.
Making super paper gliders is a lot of fun. But what makes a paper glider super? That's what we're going to explore today. There are many designs of gliders that you can make by simply folding and cutting paper. You may already have your own favourite paper glider design, and you can test and use your favourite design in the Super Paper Glider Challenge if you want. To make a glider super though, you'll need to be able to control it. First, let's make a glider. You'll need a nice, flat working area. You really want the surface to be as smooth and flat as possible to help you make good folds. You'll need a few pieces of paper for your gliders. Any rectangle of paper around 20 centimetres wide and 30 centimetres tall will do. You can try making gliders from different sizes of paper as part of your experiments. Finally, you will need some string and a ruler. We'll use these to test our gliders in the final challenge. Here is a guide to making a nice glider using a few simple folds. Get your rectangular piece of paper. First, carefully fold the piece of paper in half lengthways to make a crease along the centre line. Unfold the paper so it's flat again. We will use the crease we made as a guide. Now carefully fold each top corner in until it reaches the centerline crease you made earlier. If you run your finger or a ruler along the fold you've just made, it will make it nice and neat. Now that we've folded in the upper corners, we want to fold the whole top half of the paper until the point is about 2 centimetres from the bottom. Fold each of the new top corners to the centerline again. There should be a small triangle left. Fold this up and over the corner folds you've just made to hold them down. Now, fold the glider in half along the centre line that you started with, making sure that the little triangle you made earlier is visible on the outside. Finally, we need to make the wings of our glider by folding the wing edges down from the nose to the back until they meet and line up with the bottom edge of the glider. The design and the video is online if you forget. Now, test flight time. Find a nice, clear space with no wind. Launch your glider smoothly and horizontally and carefully watch how it flies. Did it turn to one side? A pilot or aircraft engineer might call that yaw. Did it rise up quickly or dive towards the ground? Pilots call that pitching up or pitching down. Did it spin? An aircraft engineer might call that a roll. You can adjust how your glider flies by making control surfaces. The control surfaces move and catch the air. The force of the air pushing on a control surface pushes the glider in the opposite direction. You can cut small control surfaces into the back of your paper glider wings. Can you make it spin, loop the loop, or fly perfectly straight? You may only need to make tiny adjustments to make big changes in how your glider flies. Once you've learned how to control how your glider flies, you are ready for today's challenge. Mark a target on the floor 5 meters away from where you will launch your glider. This could be a cup or a toy. Launch your glider towards the target. How close to the target can you make it land? Measure carefully from the centre of the target to the very nose of your glider. Shad from Caris Maths will tell you how to use the results of several flights to find an average. That will be the score you will submit for today's challenge. Have fun flying!
Now you know how to make a super paper glider and have an idea how one works. Shad from Caris Maths is here now to tell you how you can test the glider's accuracy and performance.
You're going to use a grid on the floor to test your gliders. Each square on the grid will be worth 1 or more points. You'll fly your glider 10 times, trying to target the middle each time. Add up your 10 scores to get your total for the challenge. Here's how to do it, using string or wool, but you can use anything else to lay down your lines. For your glider challenge, you need to know how to measure, because you want to make a scoring system. So that's a tape measure. That's 14 lengths of wool, each 2 meters long. You need that. You need an L-shaped bracket, and you need Scotch tape or just glue and paper. Okay, you're all set. Let's start. Open up your reel of tape. That's your measure. 1 meter is from here to here. That's 100 centimeters long. So that's what it looks like. Take a 50 centimeter segment. It looks like that. Keep in mind that length is 50 centimeters. Now, if we have to measure this piece of string over here, what we have to do is zoom into it. It looks a little larger. And now we can see this is definitely 100 centimeters long. So let's zoom into that. That's 100 centimeters. 20 of these sections, each one of them must be 5 centimeters long. Okay, you've got that. Now, we've covered this as 1 meter. And now the remaining bit here, let's zoom into that. It's this long here. And it's got all these little sections, each one of them 5 centimeters. We have to take care of this little baby here, sticking out further down. 3 of those here is 3 of these here. That's 15 centimeters. And this is easy to do because this is 50. So 50 and 15, that makes 65. And so you have this piece of string, 1 meter, 65 centimeters long. Make sure you know how to measure really well so that you're ready for your challenge. The next thing you do is take 2 meter length wool and tie 5 knots, one after every 33 centimeters. What does that mean? Zoom into this so that you understand. 33 centimeters is right from here to here. That's 50. 33 is around here. Let's zoom into that. That's 33 centimeters. So after every 33 centimeters on the string, tie a knot. So the first knot you tie is over there. Imagine you've tied the knot there. Okay. The second knot after 33, take the same length and it goes like that. Keep tying the knots like this until you've got all the knots in place. Stretch the string out and you've got 5 knots. And you need how many of these strings? Guess what? You need 9 such strings with 5 knots in each. Now, if you've got them all ready, then you're ready to make your frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. And make sure the corners are exactly at right angles. Fully stretched, it should look like a square. And then stick them down with tape or glued pieces of paper. Now you're ready to put the rest of the strings. Strings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go there. And the ones without the knots go there. And you got the perfect scoring grid. So now that you've got that, start to Number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, like that. In the center, you're pretty close. That's your target, 16. That's the maximum score. That's 4 by 4. And if your glider comes and lands there, that's your dot for the glider. How close is that dot? It's closest to this corner here. So this corner's position is, it's 3 this way, and it's 4 this way. So your score is 3 times 4, that's 12. That's it. That's how you do your scoring. Go for it.
After the break, we will show you everything you need to do to tackle today's challenge. See you in a few minutes. Welcome back. So now you know the theory of super paper gliders and have seen the mathematics skills that you can use to test them. Now, let's watch someone make one.
Hello everybody and welcome to the lab. The word lab is short for laboratory. A laboratory is a place where scientists and engineers go to do work, testing and studying things. It's a bit like a workshop. If you're doing the World Challenge Club activities, you may want to set up your own lab. This could be on a desk in your room, or you could even make a lab in a box that stores everything you need, and then you can lay it out on a shared table when you're doing World Challenge Club activities. You will also need to collect together some tools and resources for your lab. Many of these may be recycled. In my lab, I have paper, old plastic food containers, string, bits of wood, empty drink bottles, bottle tops, some rubber bands, and tools like rulers, pens, pencils, scissors, sticky tape, and glue. Recycling is great for the planet, so the more you can do, the better. Our project in the lab today is making super paper gliders. Jazz has been working in his lab really hard, and he's going to tell us all about what he's been doing.
We'll be making our airplane based on the sheets we've got on our website. It'll be a basic delta wing shape, but there are other websites you can go to for inspiration and making gliders. You can see 3 examples in front of me. A fighter plane with a 2 winglets here, basic dart one, which is good for distances and accuracy, and the one we're building today is this one here. So let's see how a glider is made. Okay, first of all, you fold paper in half, lengthwise. When you are making the paper plane, make sure you do good creases, that's very important. So once you line it up, do a nice crease there. Open it back up, and what you can do is make the pointy bits, one corner to one, put it there, nice strong crease, and bring the other one to the other side. What we're going to do now is fold it downwards, allowing a 2 centimeter gap on the bottom there, as you can see there. Nice strong crease again. What we're going to do now is bring the outer flaps in to the center line, and again the other side, bring to the center, line it up, and do a nice crease there. You can see the little triangle on the bottom there. We're going to bring that up to the center, turn it around. We need to make sure this triangle is on the outside, so flip the plane over, bring the wings together on top, nice strong crease there. You can see a nice sharp point there, lined up to there. That's all lined up, a strong crease that way. Turn over, do the same on the other side, line it up, a nice strong crease there. And there you have your paper glider ready for testing. When you do a testing, make sure you document it along with your test numbers, or the competition need to see how far it lands from the center spot. You got a target on the floor which you need to aim for, and see how far you're away from that.
Remember from the explainer that you can add control surfaces to control how your glider flies and turns to make it more accurate. Use the grid method that Shad from Caris Math described to get your scores. 10 flights, add up all your scores, that's the score for the website.
We're almost at the end of our show, and it's time to review everything before you go and have some fun making your own super paper gliders. Remember, there's a challenge too. The challenge today is to make a super paper glider that can fly and land on a spot a distance away, just like a plane landing on a runway. You will test the glider's accuracy several times and use the skills that Shad from Charismath talked about to work out your final score. You should try and make different designs to find the one that works best. Real scientists and engineers capture data to help them make their decisions. You should do the same. Keep notes about which glider designs and control surface adjustments work best. Keep a record of your very best score and then enter it onto the leaderboard at worldchallenge.club at the very end of the day.
If you want to see anything that was in the show again, go to www.worldchallenge.club. The World Challenge Club will work on any computer, tablet or smartphone that can connect to the internet. There are extra resources there too, so you can learn even more. The World Challenge Club is also a giant competition for hundreds of thousands of students from around the world. To take part in the competition, you'll need to sign up and become a member. You only need to register once, but you must check with a parent or teacher first before you sign up. If you're under 14 years of age, they will need to include their email address too. So go to www.worldchallenge.club and look out for the green register button on a challenge page. Just click it and follow the instructions. You'll be asked to find your school and join a team. When you've signed up, you'll be able to upload your best score for each day's challenge. So after the show, check out the club and get uploading your scores. We can't wait to see how you do on today's challenge.
We have seen how to use the club website, and hopefully you have everything else that you need to know to have a go at the Super Paper Glider Challenge and have some fun. Remember to record your results and enter your score onto the club website at the end of the day. Before we let you go to make some Super Paper Gliders, there are a few people we need to thank. Shad at Charismath made special lessons just for you to tackle today's challenge. Remember what you were taught about distance and measuring accurately. They are important and useful skills for lots of things. Today's program is brought to you by Rolls-Royce, who are sponsoring the World Challenge Club and who are keen to see young people become excited about jobs and careers in science and technology. We look forward to seeing your results online. Have fun and see you next week for another challenge.